Okay, gonna do an oil change on the Sportster. Gotta go get some oil from Harley. Coming up on 15,000 miles. Should have been done at 10. I'm gonna do primary and the engine oil as well. So let's go get some oil. I forgot there's an event going on today. They're doing a bikini bike wash. And then they're also doing ice cream inside, doing a little sales event. But we got my oil, some filter, and a wrench. Let's get going. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing both the transmission oil and the engine oil. For the engine oil, you need 3 quarts. This is for a 2003 Sportster. I'm gonna use same for the engine and transmission, which is the 20 weight 50. You need your filter and you need a filter wrench. The ones that you get for cars with the strap will also work. Just a simple flathead. You need a funnel and then somewhere to dump your extra oil. And then if you're going to be doing the primary oil, you need 1 quart. You need a 5/8 wrench. You need a T27. This is the setup I'm gonna be using because my actual head that fits onto my ratchet is not here. You need a ratchet to go with it, and if you want to replace the gasket, I recommend that. And again, something to dump your oil in, and a funnel, and of course some shop towels. Gloves help. Let's get to it. Don't mind the oil dripping in the background. This is a part I forgot. If you want to do the primary oil through the inspection cover, you need a 5/32 hex bit. So you want the bike warm when you are going to drain the oil. It'll help it come out quicker. Mine's a little on the hot side, but it's been sitting for maybe an hour, so that's okay. Let's see how it goes. So we're gonna do the engine oil first. It's gonna start with this hose right here. I'm gonna undo this clamp up here with a screwdriver right there. You can see it right above my finger. We're gonna pull this hose off. It's gonna drain right there, so have that handy. And yeah, just drain it out. We're gonna wait a few minutes, let it drain. Alright, so we got that off. We're letting it drain. Gonna let it drain for a couple minutes. Oil's all drained. Went ahead and put that clamp back on, the hose back on. And now we're gonna move on to the filter. So we're gonna take this off with our handy dandy filter wrench. Got the old filter off. Make sure you got your oil pan down there. Get some collected oil. There's going to be quite a bit that pours out. That is the old filter there. Drain all that out. You can get these in chrome or black, by the way. I got a black one. So what we're going to do next is we're going to charge this with some oil. We're going to pour some in there to fill it back up. So when we put it on and start it up, it doesn't have to pump oil in there. It's already gonna have some in there, so it'll just start circulating. And here's the new filter. We're just gonna pour some in there, fill her on up. Whoop. There you go. That ought to be plenty. And then we're just gonna screw it right back on there. Wipe some of this off before we do that. Be good if you have some parts cleaner. And then you wanna get some oil, and we're gonna put it on the rim there. Just get a little dab on this rag. Oop. Then we just want to get it on the rim. Make a nice seal for when we put it back on. It's moving. But yeah, you get the idea. Get some on the rim there, make it wet so we can attach it right there. So that was fun. But we have shop rags for a reason. So yeah, screw your oil filter back in with that oil that was already in there. You might need to clean up a little more oil. You might need to clean up a lot more oil if you do what I did. So after we got the filter on, we are going to add oil. Gonna take that funnel there, pop it in, add a quart or two. And then we're going to sit it upright. It's a good thing to have an extra person for that. We're going to sit it upright and then check the level and add until we're full. We've got 2 quarts in it. We're going to check the level. While it is level, I'm sitting on the bike here. Pop that out, have a look. We are, if you can see that, it's just above that line there. So we probably don't need a full quart. I would recommend getting someone to help you out with this part. So I'm just going to pop that bad boy in, grab me some oil, and add until I think it's enough. So we added about 10 more ounces. So we're gonna check the dipstick after we bring it level, of course. See where we're at. Looks like we are still just above that notch. Let's add a little more. Okay, that'll be enough. So we're gonna get her upright again, check our level. Pretty clear, but you can see it's about halfway between. See that line right? It's right about there. So that looks to be good. So we're gonna call it at that. Full is the top notch. You want it to be between the 2 notches. Okay, so if all you need to do is the engine oil, then that's it. That's all you gotta do. You're done. Start your bike up, run it, get it going, and you're good to go. Okay, next is the transmission oil. There is a drain plug right up here that requires a 5/8. Set this guy right here. Loosen that bolt right there. Let it drain. I'm keeping the bike upright for this whole thing because I have my assistant here, as you can see by a shoe and a leg. Then we're going to take the primary cover off, and we're going to take the inspection cover off, and we're going to fill this through the inspection cover, but we are going to check the level through the primary cover. So we're letting the primary oil drain. The plug will have some of this stuff on it. That's normal. There you go. That's normal. It's just shavings from inside. There's a magnet on the end of this little magnet there catching the shavings. That's normal. So just wipe that off. Let it drain for a minute or 2. And then we're going to plug it back up. We're going to take off the primary cover. After you take off the 4 bolts for the derby cover here, there will be a spring in here, like so. You just want to make sure that doesn't fall into your oil. It's probably going to pop off, so just be aware. It sits like that. It's going to go back like that. There's a gasket that sits here, and that is that one. I'm going to replace that gasket. I also got a new O-ring for this plug. I'm going to replace that. So we're going to fill through the inspection plate there, and the fill line. So you see those teeth in there? That's where you want to fill to. So you want this open so you can see that. You want the bike level so it fills that line. Also, if it's tipped towards you, it's going to spill out. So there's that. Okay, so got the inspection plate there off. It uses these little hex bolts. They are 5/32. There is a little O-ring on them as well, so don't lose those. There's also a gasket on the inspection plate. Probably should have got new ones of those, but it looks to be in decent order. Just a little dirty. So I'm gonna wipe these off, get that old oil off, get a funnel in here like so. There you go. And then we're gonna fill and watch these teeth down here. Watch those teeth, and it should just come across the bottom of the teeth. I'll try and get a good shot, but we'll see how that works. All right, so we're adding oil up here, and we're watching down here. Of course, putting in the drain plug might help. Okay, so we got the new O-ring on the drain plug, and we're gonna put that back in before we, again, put new oil in. So round 2, we're gonna add oil until we see it touch the bottom of these teeth down in there, alright? Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but it's barely touching the teeth. I want a little bit more so it's touching the bottom of that ring there. Just gonna add a little bit more. I think it's gonna come out to be almost exactly a quart. Yeah, so we're gonna fill it till it touches that. We're gonna put the derby cover back on. Focus. The derby cover back on. We're gonna put the inspection plate back on. Then we're gonna torque these down. Right, don't forget to put your O-ring back on. Okay, so we got the primary cover back on, the inspection plate back on, and we're done. Got it all full of oil, and it's the transmission and the engine oil as well. So get rid of your oil there, pour it into your container, whatever, take it to an AutoZone, and they'll take care of it for you. And that's it. I'll try and add in the torque numbers for the derby cover there. Yeah, that's the oil change. Thanks for coming.